And Karim, you've been following this very closely and commenting along the way. What did you think of the strike yesterday? What do you think Israel's reaction will be?
The strike yesterday, Becky, was much more significant than Iran's attack last April. Jake Sullivan, the National Security Advisor, called this a significant escalation. And I think we're likely to see a much more significant Israeli retaliation on Iranian soil than we did last April. It's been reported that among the things that Israeli National Security Cabinet members are deliberating are attacks on Iran's oil installations or even attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities. So this is really a dangerous moment in the Middle East.
Did Iran not think that was the case? Will they be surprised by retaliation for the strikes last night?
They have to be expecting an Israeli retaliation. I think the position that Iran felt it was in was that when they didn't respond to some of Israel's actions in Lebanon, and including Israel's assassination of the Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh several weeks back in Tehran, by not responding, Iran felt in hindsight that they actually projected weakness and vulnerability, and so they needed to retaliate. But I think what they did yesterday was they responded too strongly, and I think they are now bracing for a much stronger Israeli retaliation.
So if we were in these kind of coordinated responses and counter responses that we've seen before, if that was the case until yesterday, what do you think this means more broadly in terms of a regional conflagration that draws in others? If the United States has already said that we support Israel in this, what does that mean?
I think we're really entering uncharted waters in the Middle East, and that if Israel attacks Iran's oil facilities or Iran's nuclear facilities, that has major ramifications for the global economy. Oil prices skyrocketing. I think the Chinese obviously are not going to be pleased with that. I think the Russians, although the Russians are aligned with Iran, ironically may privately welcome a spike in oil prices. If Israel attacks Iran's nuclear facilities, there's a danger that Iran announces that they're now moving full speed ahead towards a nuclear weapon. So there are a lot of concerns here, and I think, oftentimes Israel will take action without consulting prior with the United States. On something of this magnitude, I think they're probably working very closely with the Biden administration to coordinate and to calibrate the right retaliation against Iran.
Meaning if there is an attack on the nuclear facilities, it would have been condoned by the United States, and do you think that's likely?
I suspect, I haven't spoken to anyone about this in the last 24 hours, but I suspect that the Biden administration is trying to get the Israelis to exercise restraint over an attack on Iran's nuclear facilities, because that indeed could trigger Iran to try to move full speed ahead towards a weapon, which is something the United States obviously wants to avoid. So I suspect they're trying to get the Israelis to look at targets which are not part of Iran's nuclear program.